Don't ignore this presentation. It's just too important for your future. Here's a special message for airline pilots who are planning their retirement about how to make your retirement money last for the rest of your life, featuring the 10 worst mistakes pilots make with their retirement money and how to avoid them. You're probably watching this presentation because you're an airline pilot who's approaching the age when you can retire, or maybe you're already retired. If that's you, I hope you're thinking about enjoying the retirement you deserve. Rather than making this into a boring, formal presentation, I'd like to speak to you as if we're talking together about your future. This presentation is very important. In fact, for most airline pilots, it'll be the determining factor on whether your retirement is great or just okay. The good news is the opportunity for a great retirement is still within your reach. The next few years will be filled with challenges in the investment world, but there are solutions to deal with each one. But don't underestimate the challenges that we'll all face in the market between now through 2020. They'll be life-altering for most. Now, I know it's easy to be cynical these days, and that's fine. In the financial world, it's tough to know whom to believe. There are so many people making ridiculous claims. Since we're talking about your retirement money, you need to be absolutely sure the people you're getting advice from know what they're talking about. In a moment, I'll tell you specifically what the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan can do for you. But first, here's how you can know that I'm giving you credible, authoritative information. 4 very good reasons to believe what I say. 1. We're the same team, the Brain Trust, that writes market strategy for the Delta Advisor, Airways Advisor, Express Advisor newsletters, the leading authority on investing your 401k. 2. Our track record is documented and widely known. As the Wall Street Journal wrote that our portfolio has outperformed the stock market over the past decade. In fact, we moved our airline pilot clients out of the market before 9/11 and saved our clients millions of dollars. 3. The financial press recognizes us as experts in our field. In addition to being quoted in the Wall Street Journal, we've appeared or been featured in Barron's, CNN Money, TheStreet.com, Money, Kiplinger's Personal Finance, Business Week, Ticker Magazine, Investors Business Daily, Smart Money, the Dow Jones News Service, the Washington Post, and many others. 4. We've been in business since 1980, now in over 30-plus years of excellent service. We manage money for airline pilot clients in 45 states and several foreign countries. Lots of 401k money, but huge amounts of pilot retirement money, too. These are the piles of money that have to last the rest of your life. Pilots trust us to do just that for them. Now, I'd like to ask you a question. After all these years of working, of flying the line, of putting up with the schedule, the endless hotel rooms, and daily flight schedule frustrations, are you confident that when you complete that last flight, you'll be financially prepared enough to retire? No, I don't mean whether you'll have enough money to retire. I'm asking if you're knowledgeable enough financially to undertake 20 to 30 years of keeping your money working for you. Because it's that understanding of how to make the best financial choices for you and your family that will guard you against making the same mistakes I've seen pilots make over and over again. There are questions you need to begin asking now. What will you do when you take control of your retirement money? Where will you invest it? What advice will you rely on to make decisions? How can you avoid making serious mistakes with what is the largest sum of money you'll ever receive? How can you make your retirement money grow in a way that's safe and predictable and will let you sleep well at night? Let's start at your desired end goal. Imagine for a moment that you're already retired. You're looking back on your first year of retirement all the way back to today. It's been a good year. Now make that a great year. Your schedule's changed for one thing. You have time for those things you put off for so long, and no more crew hotels. You think about your retirement money. You smile. You avoided the worst mistakes many people you know made. But you've done more than avoid mistakes. Your smile grows. It's invested. It's growing in a safe and predictable way. You have enough to live on now, and you don't worry about the future. You sleep at night. Why did I wait so long to retire, you ask yourself. Now jump ahead 10 years. You're content with life, enjoying your family and friends. The grandkids are coming today. How did you ever have time to work? Your thoughts wander back to your retirement money. The smile's back. Your money has grown. You've given yourself a raise every year of retirement. You have all the freedom you want to come and go as you please. With 10 years of retirement under your belt, you look back and know that you made the right investment decisions. You look forward to the future with a feeling of security. None of that living on Social Security for you. Your Social Security check is just a bonus Uncle Sam gives you for confiscating your money all those years. This is exactly what you want in retirement. You're getting ready to make a decision that will either move you closer or farther from your retirement dream. You're choosing a professional to work together with you to grow and protect your money, and ultimately, your quality of life in retirement. It's certainly possible this scenario can describe your retirement, if you avoid the mistakes most retirees make with their biggest check. And beyond avoiding mistakes, you want your money to grow in a safe and predictable way that will provide for the rest of your life. To accomplish those two things, let's look together at the 10 worst mistakes pilots make with their retirement money. Worst mistake number 1, waiting too long before making plans for your retirement. Yes, the single most common mistake is not planning ahead. Worst mistake number 2, getting your advice from a salesman instead of a professional advisor who specializes in working with pilots. Salesmen, and today saleswomen, are likable, friendly, smooth, and often sincere, but they're still salesmen. Never forget that their job is to get you to buy something. Worst mistake number 3, wasting even a penny on commissions. Any kind of commissions. The ultimate goal of investing your retirement money is to make it work as hard for you during your retirement as you worked for it during your career. It replaces your labor. By paying commissions, you guarantee that you'll start your retirement with less money and flexibility than you'll need. Worst mistake number 4, settling for puny CD and money market yields. You have to invest your money to earn a greater rate of return than is possible with CDs and money markets. Worst mistake number 5, do-it-yourself piloting, that is, investing. The best private pilot in the world isn't allowed to fly a 747. There's a good reason. It takes experience on smaller jets before you fly the 747. It also takes training, certification, and hours of simulator time. Worst mistake number 6, an obsessive focus on guarantees. Being obsessed with guarantees always subjects people to the latest sales story. It often leads them into buying investments that carry risks they do not understand. The guarantees in life carry with them a false sense of security. There's no such thing as a risk-free investment. There's no free lunch. Worst mistake number 7, giving up control of your money. Nothing is worse than losing control of your money, other than losing your money. A good investment will allow for the inevitable changes in your life and not lock you with one investment or company. Worst mistake number 8, locking up your money in annuities. Locking up is the right phrase because once you've bought an annuity, you've given up control and flexibility. Worst mistake number 9, hiring an investment management firm that's still using ideas from the 1970s and 1980s instead of the latest advances in portfolio management. It's a big mistake to hire a firm like this. I'd estimate that over 85% of money management firms are stuck in this era using the first generation of modern portfolio theory. This is the exact approach that led to underfunded pension plans, yet these firms continue on in an almost religious belief, putting clients into these failed systems. Worst mistake number 10, not understanding that 90% of all investments are not worthy of your consideration. The universe of mutual funds alone has expanded from about 2,000 just a few short years ago to over 10,000 funds today. Every night we download thousands of fund prices and about 10,000 stock prices, and today this list is expanded to include thousands of ETFs, exchange-traded funds. Our computer programs make short order of ranking and sorting these securities according to our proprietary power ranking technology. Okay, time for a pop quiz. How many of these mistakes have you already made, or would you have made? The good news is that you now know the 10 worst mistakes pilots make with their retirement money. The bad news is that there's no shortage of ways to make mistakes. If time permitted, we could cover taxes, IRA distributions, inflation, strategy, etc. There's one thing my presentation to you can't do, and that's to evaluate your individual situation, both the pre-retirement approach and the retirement transition and rollover. The first takes some planning, and the IRS has some specific requirements about the second. Maybe you're within months of retirement. You're approaching a time where the pile of money you retire with has to last the rest of your life, and it has to grow to cope with inflation. If that's you, I'd like to introduce you to the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan that puts the power of professional management on your side. The Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan is automatically steering your account through good markets and bad. The Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan is automatically putting you back on track as the markets shift, repositioning your account every time it's needed. The Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan is automatically focused on your ultimate destination, a retirement filled with security, independence, self-respect, and enough money left over to pay for all the extras to make retirement great. The Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan uses the Rhodes-Luca Capital proprietary consistent return approach to invest all of the money you'll need for a great retirement. Now, let me tell you the details about the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan that employs the Rhodes-Luca Capital proprietary consistent return approach to invest your hard-earned money in the new economy. First of all, we grew up during markets that climbed for decades. Sure, there were occasional short corrections to keep it from overheating, but the stairway steadily plodded upward year after year. From 1982 through 2000, the bull market marched steadily upwards. 18 years of climbing the stairs. This formed what most investors experienced during their adult life, which makes it hard to wrap your mind around the very different reality we now face, an ongoing bear market. Listen to this last sentence again. Makes it hard to wrap your mind around the very different reality we now face. But wrap you must. Here's why. For the next 7 to 10 plus years, we believe the stairway isn't going up. It's going to continue to move sideways. Yes, sideways. Imagine taking that same stairway and chopping it into pieces that are 100 stairs up, then 100 stairs down, then 50 more up, then 50 more down. What happens? You travel the same distance, but at the end of the stairway, you're no higher than when you first started to climb. Ironically, if you cobble together all these shorter sections of stairs, they'd be equal to previous bull market gains. Do you see the problem in all this? Buy and hold produces zero return when the stairway doesn't go higher. The only question left is, will you shift to a new strategy that can tell the difference between rising stairs and declining stairs? Who should definitely be a Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan client? Take this simple test. Do you often forget to make the needed changes to your investment accounts? Are there other things in life you'd rather do instead of being tied to watching the markets, like golf, fish, vacation, family, whatever? Have you experienced confusion, immobilization, or discouragement from working with your investment accounts? Do you have other investments scattered around with no definite overall plan or strategy to reach your retirement goal? Have you managed your money yourself and lost serious money? Have you rationalized losing it by telling your spouse, "Well, everyone else lost money"? You want to go to the next level of real money management instead of generic advice? You lack the experience to properly measure and manage risk. You lack the time to gather information and monitor the markets on a daily basis. You lack the experience to take appropriate action when necessary. How many apply to you? Well, if you're like most pilots we work with, probably at least half of them. However, regardless of how many applied to you, the answer should be abundantly clear to you, which is call us today to discuss how the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan can help the pile of money you retire with last the rest of your life. When we get on the phone, we'll discuss with you, number 1, whether you have enough money right now to get through retirement. Number 2, where you can invest to protect your money during the ongoing bear market. Number 3, how much money you can safely withdraw from your investments to live on. Number 4, how do you go from working to retirement? What's the process? Number 5, how does the mandatory withdrawal at 70 and a half affect you? And number 6, perhaps most importantly, how will what's happening in the world affect your investments, your security, and your future during retirement? Here's a look at the benefits you get with the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan. Number 1, peace of mind, less uncertainty, greater confidence in your retirement. The single largest asset you own is being watched very closely, managed every day the market's open by a team of professionals. We sit behind desks every day watching the markets. You don't. Number 2, immediately hire a professional to direct your retirement money. There's no chance I could outfly you. There's even less chance you'll outinvest us. Number 3, your life simplified, especially when you're retired, by having one less thing to constantly worry about. Number 4, the secret to unemotional investing. The Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan immediately takes the burden of decision-making and action from your shoulders and puts you on the correct flight path. Number 5, immediately fire yourself from the frustrating uncertainty and never-ending burden of managing your money. Having time for your hobbies and interests, and enjoying rich relationships with family and friends. Number 6, advice about your whole financial world is just a phone call away. Number 7, establish a relationship with a trusted advisor. One of the most haunting questions we get is, if something happens to me, will you take care of my spouse? Yes, that's what we do. Number 8, get a defensive strategy to help protect your money during irrational markets. Number 9, the exact system we developed for investing with an offense and a defense is instantly applied to your own customized Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan, using secrets few professional advisors know, let alone individual investors. Number 10, the ability for us to pull the circuit breaker and take the system offline if we believe there's an emergency. We're here on your behalf. We believe the future will hold challenges that will be dramatic and sudden. This requires increased watchfulness and decision-making. So, what is the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan worth to your retirement? The Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan wraps up all the skills that cost us years of our lives and hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop, and offers them during the last 15 years of my public career. So it's unreasonable to think we'd just give it away. It's just too valuable. After much thought, we arrived at our fee schedule that's attractive and fair. Everyone pays 1.85% or less. It's a sliding scale. The bigger the pile of money, the lower the effective rate. Frankly, most pilots pay less, but I'm required by law to include the highest possible fee for those with less money. As an example, if your portfolio is about $1 million, your fee would be just 1.28%. Is this fee a lot or a little? I think the question is a very simple one to answer. It's both a lot and a little. In other words, it depends on you. Here's why. If you're not serious and committed to retire in a way that gives you maximum retirement possibilities, maximum self-respect, maximum provision for you and your family, and one that can pay for all the fun stuff to enjoy those golden years, and if you're not thoroughly sold on how powerful having an offense and defense in your retirement portfolio can be to you, then any fee is a bundle of money. For you, it's probably too much. But if you're locked in on creating an exciting retirement like a pit bull with its jaws locked on an intruder's backside, then the fee is a small amount to pay. In fact, you'll see that it's a remarkable bargain. The great thing about good money management is that it creates the money it uses to pay its own fee. The only real question is whether you want us on your team. I know what retirement costs, and it's more than most expect. I also know how long your money will have to last because I've watched families live in retirement over long periods of time. Most importantly, I know the difference between a great retirement and one that's mediocre because I've seen both many times. What else can you do other than the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Portfolio Flight Plan with this much potential to propel you toward a great retirement? The real question is, can you afford not to have the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan steering you through retirement? In fact, we're the only money management firm I know of to offer a triple satisfaction guarantee. Guarantee number 1, our 30 days free guarantee. If during the first 30 days of having the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan, you believe that it isn't everything I say and more, if you don't save money, time, and frustration, if it doesn't work for you, if you don't gain peace of mind and greater simplicity in your life, if you want to quit for any reason or for no reason, Just give us a written notice you want to end, and you'll owe nothing. This is absolutely unconditional. Guarantee number 2, our satisfaction guarantee. If you decide at any time after the first 30 days that you want to discontinue the Maximum Security Retired Pilot Portfolio Flight Plan for any reason or for no reason, you'll only pay for the advice and management you've already used. You won't be locked into anything. You can end the plan at any time with written notice, and we'll prorate the fee, so you'll only pay for the advice and management you've already received. Guarantee number 3, our goodwill guarantee. If you're unsatisfied at any time and feel we weren't everything we claimed we are, or have disappointed you in any way, we'll write a $100 check out of our own pocket to your favorite legitimate charity. There are only 2 requirements for your free Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan Readiness and Strategy Planning Review. Number 1, you are seeking professional help and appreciate honesty and frank answers in preparing for retirement. Number 2, your current portfolio assets has a value of $250,000 or more. If you meet these criteria, we'd be glad to set up a telephone conference to go over your existing portfolio model with you and suggest changes in strategy that will prepare you for your upcoming retirement. There are several other benefits to our talking together. We can answer your questions, do an analysis of your specific situation. If you've already made any of the mistakes we covered, we can help you get back on track fast. And we can show you how to invest in a way that can protect and grow your money during retirement and let you sleep at night. We have clients in almost every state in the country and a number of other countries. Distance is no obstacle to professional management. If we think it's a good fit to work together with you to accomplish your goals, we'll tell you. If we think you'd be better served at another firm, we'll introduce you to them. In either case, we have a commitment to do what's right for you first. Call 888-254-1727 now to schedule your free Maximum Security Retired Pilot Flight Plan Readiness and Strategy Planning Review.